It's time. You've seen the reactions. You've seen the controversy.
This tier list is false about me. It should be B tier. Since I make a lot of Hive videos in 2021, so do more research.
The end to the trilogy. Yo, what is up, guys? It is finally here, the finale to the definitive Hive YouTuber tier list saga. I am so excited to get into it today. But before we get started, there's definitely some things that we need to mention. First of all, everybody who appeared in part 1 and part 2 that has already been ranked will be tagged in the description down below. And I just want to say a few things. First of all, I really enjoyed making this trilogy of the tier lists on Hive YouTubers. It was really fun making it and editing it because it took forever to actually assemble this. Eventually I will release an updated version of the template you can use with everybody from part 3. But one more thing before we get started is originally I was never actually going to even do the trilogy or really any Hive tier list content in general because of Kave. I didn't want to steal Kave's thunder and do what Kave did. So I kind of strayed away, but then I decided to do it, and then it did well. I did a part 2, and you guys clearly spoken that you love tier list content. Squad of Bozos, my fans, On One Can, all loved it. So tier lists will continue to come out. Probably not like in a dang saga, but you know, just more on your own one-off tier lists. But without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with Prime Fire. Yes, Prime Fire, you're here. I know you're watching this, buddy boy. You were here last time. I'm sorry, I forgot you. Immediately going up into 8. What the heck? Okay, here we go. Immediately going up into 8 here. Okay, it's acting goofy. Here we go. I'm gonna put him with A tier. W Prime Fire. Love that editing. Just really good. Subby, another person I missed. I like the editing, like in the vibes, just kind of liking his content in general. Gonna put him into B tier. Star, usually only makes like grinding episodes, or not episodes, videos. They're pretty good. I like them, they're pretty decent. I would give Star a B tier spot. Irish Potato, who was supposed to be a part 2, but I completely forgot. No offense, please forgive me. Going up into A tier, loving the content, loving the vibes, just loving it all in general, really. Really actually good channel, go check Irish Potato out. Enchanted Apple makes ASMR and just, it's actually soothing. Underrated, goes into B tier, but he's definitely underrated. Go check him out, listen to his ASMR videos on Hive. Real Worldly, I'm gonna have to give a C tier spot. He'll eventually be B tier. I like him. He's got good vibes. STD also has to go into C tier as well. Again, same thing as Real Worldly. Has a lot of potential. I see it. I see him as eventually going into B tier if he gives the axe, but as of right now, he's sitting in C. It's Ryan is also going to go into C tier. I watched some of his videos. They're decent, but I don't see B tier material. No offense. I think he'll definitely be B tier eventually if he keeps on at it. I do not know how to pronounce their name. I think it's Wiztime Cat. I think. I'm sorry if that's wrong. I'm gonna have to actually give them a C tier spot. I mean, the grinding videos are good and all, but I don't see a B tier. No offense, of course. I am liking the content, and I mean, it's just hard to really say anything because I really do. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't see B tier. Ozen. Where does good old Ozen go? Ozen is gonna go up right into A tier. Loving the videos, loving the editing, loving the vibes. This is really entertaining. Go check him out. Sova, I like the streams, I like the videos. Pretty chill dude, B tier. Might be A tier eventually, but as of now he's B tier. Go check him out. Coffee Mango, A tier. I love this dude's just editing. I love the ASMR gameplay. I just like it all around. A tier. Shadow Fox goes into B tier. I do enjoy the streams, the attitude, the vibes. Not gonna do what Profmush did and call Shadow Fox a furry. You get to set in B tier. Danny plays like in the montages, like in the ASMR. Good vibes going up into B tier here. Diamond Slushy. Now, this dude I recently found out about, and I think he's underrated. I like the streaming. I think he'll eventually be an A tier if he gets up at it. I was going to put him in C tier, but I was like, B tier. I think if he keeps on at it, he'll eventually be A tier, hopefully. Magma, no offense, D tier. No offense, I mean, his videos were okay, they were decent. If he keeps up at it, he'll eventually keep on growing and growing. That's what I said for everybody in D tier. That's just what I see. Median, who recently released his first video. Shout out to Uncivil for mentioning him. I liked the first video, it was decent. I see potential to grow into a B or A tier spot later in the future. Why you mad? This one's actually a hard one. Actually going to have to give him an A tier spot. Feeling the content. He's been around for a bit. You know, I liking the content. You know, he's good at PvP at least. Bow Diggity, who has getting some traction recently. I don't see him B tier yet. No offense, he's going to be there really soon. Actually, you know what? Screw it, B tier. I like his content. I like the vibes. He's just good all around. He's improving, and that's what I like to see. And that's why I think he actually has a shot at A tier. Eventually. Little Tub Bubble. No explanation needed. Going right up into A. Great content, great editing, great everything. Nickel, who is another one that actually, if it wasn't for Profmush, I wouldn't have known about him. C tier, I see B tier potential if he keeps on improving his craft. Exali is spying on their channel. I hope I'm saying that right, by the way. They only have like one stream public. Loved the vibes, absolutely. B tier. They filled in for Offsea. I just liking the content, like the vibes. Turbo Piggy, I thought about putting him higher, but I see him as an A tier. I don't see him as S. I thought about putting him in S. I just do not see it yet. That's why he's setting in A tier. Ian the Lad is also going to join him. He hasn't really uploaded any videos in a year. Now, I'm not going to let that, affect my opinion, because he's still really good at his content. I like the videos, I like the vibes. I'm gonna keep Ian the Lad setting in at A tier. Absolutely. Next we have JTR. I watched some of his videos. I liked the mobile. I liked the mobile gameplay. You may be surprised I'm actually going to put him into A tier, being a mobile YouTuber, and usually they don't do that well. That from what I saw and what I saw a couple other people say, I liked his content. I really did. I'm going to have to give him an A tier spot. Coolin is another one I recently found out about. He goes into B tier. I liking the streams. First couple videos were pretty good. Feeling it. Awato, A tier. Really liking his content. He definitely deserves that good old A tier spot on the tier list. Spoody, who I found out about from J Gaming, I'm gonna have to put in B tier. Just, you know, liking the vibes, liking the content, liking pretty much everything about Spoody. Insignia Blade, originally I was not going to include him because he quit, and I wasn't actually going to originally include streamers and YouTubers who quit in the Hive community, but I decided to allow them in because it wouldn't be a definitive tier list without them. Insignia Blade, you already know, is going straight into S tier. Absolutely no explanation needed on that. What's this? Don't mind Squad of Bozos randomly going up to the top of A tier. Snow Whiffy, B tier. I see potential. Oh, that's a little bit too high. Okay. Yeah, I see potential. Snow Whiffy, if he, you know, keeps on doing what he's doing and growing. Snap, liking that ASMR montage. No liking it. Gonna give him a B tier spot here. Again, potential to continue to grow and get better and keep on going. XL2, this guy who I recently found out about and commented on his video, genuinely has a ton of potential right now. I'm going to put him in B tier. I loved what he said about Hive getting stale, and I do agree with a lot of the points that he said. Yeah, B tier. Phobin, I hope I said that right. I feel like I didn't. A tier. Loving that content. You know, just generally pretty cool. A tier. Refire, I'm gonna have to give a C tier spot. I see a ton of potential from Refire. I feel like him not really having a might kind of hurt his content, kind of brought him a little bit down, but I'm gonna keep him up there and see. Ironham also is gonna go into C tier. Again, I wouldn't have found out about him if it wasn't for Propma, so shout out to him. I see again potential. Liking the streams, could use definitely a little bit of quality uptake, a little bit of work. Yeah, C tier. Chris, I'm gonna have to give it to A. Liking the content, liking the vibes, just liking everything. A tier. Asian John, I'm also gonna put up into A tier. He's also been around a bit, liking the content. Editing's good. You know, just about everything. Mindfire, B tier. Will be A eventually, in my opinion. Actually underrated, see a lot of potential. Salada, hope I said that right. Liking the ASMR, liking the montage content. B tier, potential to grow, obviously. Corruptin, A tier. Really no explanation needed for Corruptin. Just generally like the dude. I'm glad that he's coming back to content creation and glad to see him around. I don't know what just happened. Okay, good, it didn't affect my tier list. The Orcat, I'm gonna put very high B tier, almost A tier. Liking the content, liking the design, good branding, just about everything is pretty good. He's almost A tier in my opinion, just not quite there. Waffle 66, I'm gonna have to also give high B tier. About the same thing I said about the Aura, just minus the design. I mean, the design's fine. I'm just saying, like, I prefer Auras because, you know, I wear a Fox mask. It's kind of got the same kind of design choices going on. But yeah, Waffle, I love the videos, love the editing, really good. Jay Burrow is going up into A tier. Loving the content, loving the vibes, pretty good. A tier. Peister, I'm gonna have to give high B tier. Love editing's good. Just about everything's good. Good vibes. High B tier. Dummy Gaming is going into C tier. Pretty much like I've said with everybody else, I see potential to grow and get better. Debo Fett, like an ASMR kind of montage content, go to B tier. I see potential to eventually be A tier. Yeah, keep up at it. JD going into A tier. Like the videos, just pretty good content. I like the editing. Gonna have to give him A tier. Clawzone, yet another ASMR montage type content creator. Feeling it, liking it, keep up. I never mind. Despite having 1K, I want to put him in B tier. I thought about A tier. Hear me out. I like the content. I just don't see him as an A tier yet. If he keeps up adding, he'll eventually be there. And last, it's Fenwo, who I'm going to give high B tier. Has rebranded from Fresh the Pig. Liking the content, liking the vibes, liking it. Keep up at it. And that concludes it, guys. The end of the trilogy. I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. Look out for